All right, it is July 7th, 2020. It is hot and muggy in the morning. It's probably about 75. I didn't check, but it's about 75. Big thunderstorms last night. I'm expecting some storms closer to Dallas, but this is the big day. I'm going to be doing a good trip, an actual cross-country trip from Wilmington, Delaware down to Dallas. Got some work to do down there on the G280. So it's a great opportunity to not go commercial and to take this this amazing machine down there. I'm not feeling any pressure in terms of weather. If I can't get there, I can't get there. And that's the attitude that you need to have. But I don't see a problem completely circumnavigating any issues that come up. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Been very much looking forward to this. Got some plot complications today. I'm using my camera mount, my phone mount. I have decided not to have dual iPads because the software for ForeFlight has gotten so good on the cell phone and so consistent. I can use my phone as a backup. So I'm rotating the Mini 4 to my wife and using the Mini 5 and the iPhone as a backup. So that works out good. So I've got cameras, new iPhone setup, new mount, and an oxygen system right behind here that we'll use for the first time. So there's a lot going on, and I'll shut this off so I can focus on getting the system set up, and then maybe give you a view of the takeoff.
Okay, it was a departure with lots of distractions. Got the nose pitched down, climbing through a thin layer. Was able to get a hold of Philly just fine. Right now I'm full rich, 24 squared, climbing out of 2.3 for 8. 8 will be my final. I had wanted 10 to really test out the oxygen, but we'll have to wait. I'm gonna, right now the oxygen's off, so I'm gonna go up, check my pulse oximeter, and learn from that. I'm going to catch up to the airplane right now. Okay. I got 409.
Foxtrot, if I gave you direct to Martinsburg, it's Mike Romeo Bravo. You can just let me know what that heading would be.
I'll check right now, thanks. That would be a course of 273.
You're 3 Delta Fox, proceed direct Martinsburg.
Direct Martinsburg, 3 Delta Fox. Okay, here I am at 8,000. And I'm going to look up the lean fine method. So I got myself burning 10.4 gallons per hour to get started. The Richard peak is going to be 10 gallons. Okay, so 10 gallons an hour is what it's telling me. 100 degrees cooler than Pete for best power.
3 Delta Fox, verify you're direct Martinsburg.
Direct Martinsburg for 3 Delta Fox.
You said you are direct Martinsburg?
Confirmed. 3 Delta Fox is direct Martinsburg.
Thank you.
They got me 5 miles in trail of a 767 my altitude, wake turbulence concern. The oxygen is flowing and I can smell it. I went from 91.
And every 3 Delta Fox, I got your type aircraft. Looks like they bumped the wrong button there. What's the type aircraft?
It's a PA-30 twin Comanche.
Thank you.
I've done that. I need to do a range check because I did not plan on 10 gallons an hour. I planned on 9. So there's a lot going on here. Navigation is another piece, but yeah, I'm going a long distance. Oxygen is another piece. Yep, and I'm checking my pulse oximeter periodically. Well, it gets busy doing this engine stuff. I can't wait for leaner peak, but I'm at 97.
Fair wings 141 last.
I can't wait for leaner peak. Okay, that was pretty cool. Was texting my boss. We got cell reception somehow, and I got a message from him and then responded to him. He's tracking me on FlightAware. It's just cool you can have that communication going at times. So right now I'm looking at 3 hours and 20 minutes to go. I have 4 hours and 11 minutes of range, and that's of course full range. Good to the last drop. Less than an hour. The winds are improving. They're back up to 20 miles an hour, but they had been closer to 30, high 20s. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes when it gets closer. I've already picked out an alternate. If I need to stop short, be at Carroll County. Hotel Zulu Delta. They also have cheap fuel. And I can tank her up. What I'm doing, I always default to the conservative. CHTs are now coming in. I'm closing the cow flaps and see how that does. My fuel flow is 10. I'm running about 10. And I'm matching them up side to side. I know I don't have to, but... And I guess currently we're coming up on Echo Kilo November. I got a fuel management spreadsheet I'm trying out. Let's see, what is Echo Kilo November? Elkins. Elkins VOR. Okay. So I got 22 minutes to go before I switch off the transfers from the nacelles down to the offices.
Romeo, Charleston Airport, 11 o'clock.
I am 16 miles from the Charleston Airport. VOR, I think it's called. Yeah, Charleston.
Romeo, you said the airport.
I'm looking at Yeager Airport, Charleston Yeager Airport.
Romeo, clear visual.
We did overnights there.
Contact tower 125.7.
With Piedmont.
25.7, clear for the approach for runway 596 Romeo.
Had some fun times there. Not the greatest hotels, but had some fun times there. Good stuff. What I've had is got poor flight up there. I won't bother with it now. But it's a good backup. In a lot of ways, I'm surprised that mount is working. I don't need a second iPad. It gives me one less thing to update, one less device to manage. I like that a lot. Hey, the reason I started this was because now we're at 3 hours and 10 minutes of fuel remaining. I've reduced the power to 22 inches of manifold pressure. I haven't really lost any airspeed. In fact, the wind is in now in my favor, and I'm doing 176 knots over the ground. The net result is 2 hours and 7 minutes to our fuel stop and 3 hours and 9 minutes remaining fuel. 3 hours and 10 minutes. So it looks to me like I've increased it to about an hour reserve. Could change again, so we'll check it again certainly over the next hour. Approach November 833 Delta Fox radio check.
3 Delta Fox traffic, a little broken there, help me.
It's starting to lose you there, 3 Delta Fox, that's why I call.
3 Delta Fox, roger, and the frequencies are a little bit broken in that area, and about 15 miles, I'm going to have a change over to my frequency, 2462, it's going to be 124.62, so if I do lose you, just change over to there. In about 8 to 10 minutes there, and you'll get us a little bit better.
Roger that. So 12462 in the future. We'll be listening for you there if I lose you, 3 Delta Fox. So it looks like the left pump triggered at 90 minutes, 89 to 90 minutes. So it runs for another 15 minutes. The right tank goes for, I didn't record it, I think it was another 8 minutes. So they're getting older, taking a little longer, but the systems are working. So that was a check I just did. Now next up, it's saying that I only have 3 gallons left in the auxes. So we'll see what the indications are there. Because whatever I leave in the auxes is being taken away from reserve, so I just have to keep that in mind. I'm at an hour reserve, so I'm good as VFR at destination at this fuel stop anyway. So I'm not concerned about it. I'm just doing the mental math.
American 29,
the phone mount is working great.
2,500.
The phone itself, the interfaces are live. In other words, I can link to the camera, disconnect it, stays linked to the flight stream, is updating for flight. It's doing everything I want it to do and able to keep going. Anyway, I fired the camera out because I'm flying over Nashville. Bev and I had a great time. I'm going to find that picture and include that in any video I put together. We got a ball down here.
10 to the right, set at 658.
I did an oxygen test. I turned it off for 15 minutes, and my pulse ox was giving me 90-91. Now, I got a buddy of mine, Mike B. I'm going to talk to him, see if I can draw any conclusions from that or what. It went down to 91, and then I turned the oxygen back on. It's on now. So I just suck on it, and it's on now, and it went up to stabilize around 96, 97, like it is on the ground. So I'm leaving it on. We'll see where we go. You see the back of my hat there. It was driving me nuts, tugging on my ear, constantly getting caught and stuff. So I strapped it to the back of my hat. That's
658 to maintain 4,000.
And it's been keeping it out of the way. So we're down to 6,000, and we're direct Rayburn, direct.
November 833 Delta Foxtrot, contact us approach 125.8, good day.
125.8 for 3 Delta Fox, thank you.
FedEx 881, descend 835, heavy.
Number 615 Alpha Hotel remains south of Wolf River, north of Goodman for another aircraft in the practice area.
South of Wolf River, north of Goodman, 5 Alpha Hotel.
Approach Twin Comanche 833 Delta Fox 6000.
Twin Comanche 833 Delta Foxtrot Memphis approach. Advise when you have the weather for Millington. They're landing runway 22. Plan a visual approach unless you have a different request, and Memphis altimeter 3003.
I have the weather for Millington. I'm currently direct Rayburn. I'd like the RNAV runway 22 if you can do that for 3 Delta Fox.
Number 3 Delta Foxtrot, plan the RNAV approach runway 22, and how will the approach terminate?
That's a full stop to get fuel, and then I'm onward towards DFW.
Number
Alley 06, when able to turn crosswind, advise ready to copy.
06 will go.
Gears down.
Alley 06, turn crosswind.
Fair crosswind, Alley 06.
$500.
Alley 06, ready, copy.
Alley 06, cleared to Columbus Air Force Base via radar vectors to intercept the Memphis 0908 radio. Then S5, climb maintain 2000. Expect 1000. 10 minutes after departure. Departure 124.15. Squawk 4323.
Gears down.
Alley 06 is cleared to Columbus Air Force Base via radar vectors to intercept the Memphis 098 radio. Then S5, climb maintain 2000. Expect 11,000. Departure 124.15. Squawk 4323.
Alley 06, read back correct. Working on your release.
Thank you.
And Millington Tower, Texas Flight 2, departure airspace to the west.
Texan 6 Whiskey Papa, thanks. You have a good day, sir. Frequency approved.
Change approved. Good day, 66 Whiskey Papa.
Twin Comanche 3 Delta Foxtrot, turn left at taxiway Charlie, contact ground point 37.
Left at Charlie, ground point 37, 3 Delta Fox.